Hey everybody, you caught me kind of looking at my MacBook over there. I'm trying to connect to the stream so that I can monitor the chat. Um, yeah, I spent the last couple minutes. As you can see on the screen here, we've got a four-panel story for today. I had to make a new four-paneled template because the story I want to tell. Well, I want to have like an introductory, like a title panel, and then I think I can get the rest of the story into three panels. As I mentioned earlier, I think going forward, some of the stories are going to be a little bit longer format, so it won't be uncommon to see four panels coming up. I was trying to decide whether to kitty porn. Meow. Um, for those of you that can't read the chat, Rom just said I was surfing for kitty porn, Kitty, on my Mac. That's not true. That's not true. Winston would never abide such a thing. But I was trying to decide whether to do my panels, just continuously spread them out horizontally or do them, stacked. And I think for the format I have going on right now at trollandfriends.com, adding one more panel isn't gonna kill it. Hey, Amando. Good morning. Thanks for joining us again. And if I eventually want to put these all together, like in a book to sell at conventions and stuff like that, I'd kind of just like to keep the same orientation going. So we're going to do four panels this morning. And what this is going to be is an origin story. I know a lot of you are probably Marvel fans or comic book fans, and so you're big fans of origin stories. So what you're going to see today is the origin of my nickname, Troll. Like a lot of people, especially in this internet age, think troll is a bad thing, but it is a term of endearment used by only my dearest of friends. So my favorite people call me Troll, and it's not an insult. So, but people ask, where did Troll come from? And today you're going to find out. The non-fancy part of the story is that I was working for this ad agency in Texas, and the office, it was a cool office. It was in like a refurbished apartments, kind of, on the second floor on the main drag there. And so all the offices were in old bedrooms and things like that. Well, I was kind of a late addition to the crew, and my office was actually just like a 5-foot by 15-foot walk-in closet. It had like one door opening out to the lobby, and then one door opening actually to the creative director's office. And so when I loaded all my stuff in there, she made the comment, "Now I have my very own closet troll." And that's where it came from, and it stuck. So we're going to draw that today. I don't know. It's, a lot of these strips, there's not really going to be a punchline to it. It's just a story to tell visually. And a lot of these strips coming up in the weeks and months to come are going to be more in that vein, more of storytelling and less of just going for a pun or a punchline or something like that. So hopefully you guys will bear with me. I think it'll be fun. All right, so without further ado, let me focus here on our good friend Adobe Illustrator. And so I'm leaving tomorrow early morning for North Texas RPG Convention up in Dallas. And while I'm there, I'm going to be traveling back on Monday. So on Monday, we probably won't have this stream. I'll be available at 10 a.m., but I'm worried about the hotel Wi-Fi, like if it'll be beefy enough to maintain a live stream. So what I'm going to do is I will draw the strip while I'm there on Monday, and I'll still post it to the Patreon website like I do, so you guys will get an early sneak peek, but I don't think we'll have a stream on Monday. I apologize for that in advance, but gotta fly around and be a bigwig. They invite me out there as a special guest every year. And it's weird because the convention is geared towards like the luminaries of the old school D&D, like all the guys that worked for TSR back in the 70s and 80s and 90s and stuff. So they have all these big names, and then me as a VIP guest, and it's all because I designed their logo for them the first year, kind of just because they're friends of mine. I did it for free, and then it's been 10 years now. I designed actually their 10th anniversary logo this year, just as a throwback. But yeah, so it's been paying off. I guess that little bit of generosity on my part has been returned and then some. through their generosity of flying me out there and showing me a good time every year. I always like to say that I'm the who's that of the who's who whenever I go to that convention. But it'll be a good time, and I'm really looking forward to it. If you're in the Texas area, stop by. It's fun. They got day passes. I think pre-registration's closed, but you can just show up. Rom, it's not too late to just drive out there, buddy. Yeah, I know you love driving that Jeep of yours. So head on out to Dallas, right? You'll be there by about Sunday, just in time to turn around and come back home. All right, so without further ado, we're going to make a little title card here. So we've got the blob brush. I didn't get a chance to set that up. I was too busy making the new template. So let's hop here onto the blue line layer, get our brush going, pick a nice blue color, and let's see how the brush settings, if they held up. They probably did not. Oh, come on, I just jumped entirely out of Illustrator. Let's get back to my train of thought here. Come on. All right. I want a 3-point brush to do this with pressure sensitive and a variation of 3 points. Okay, so I thought it would be pretty funny based on the whole comic book thing to do a drawing of Troll as Wolverine for the title card. So let's see how that goes. We're going to zoom in here for a second. So we always kind of start with Troll's ear, and I don't know why this is coming in gray. It's the blue line, not the gray line. Okay, that line's not going to kill us though. So then we go like this, and we get his other ear in there, and then we can do the chops instead of Troll's big beard, just for this one. And then he's got that kind of pompadour, doesn't he? That kind of looks like Dexter from the cartoon. And we'll do Troll's little hat on top of the Wolverine pompadour there. And this is just blue line, so if it turns out terribly, we can adjust it in the ink layer. Like, for instance, I want that mouth to be lower. I made it way too high because it doesn't have a beard to hide in this time, but it needs to be lower. And then we'll move that down out there. Okay. Back to the brush. This time you get to just see my chins. Some saggy man boobs. Hugh Jackman looks much better in a wife beater than I do. And then we'll put Troll in his mansplaining pose like he always is. But with shink, schnick, is that the terminology? That doesn't look like Troll or like Wolverine. But maybe we can fix that in the ink layer. Like Trollverine is what we're going for here. I think if we make the sideburns a little bit more to match the hair. Okay, so I think it'll say, like, you know, Trollverine and Friends presents origin story, something like that. Don't want to get sued by Marvel, but Wolverine's a Marvel guy, right? I don't know. The only comic books I read back in the day were G.I. Joe, Savage Sword of Conan, and Gru the Wanderer. Pardon me for the drink there. So the drink reminds me, let's save this mother. Alright, that's done. So then I think his eyebrows need to be meaner. Wolverine always looks pissed off, doesn't he? And he needs a cigar or two, right? So then we're just gonna have Troll narrating as he does. I want him to be looking right at the camera, not down or anything like that. So we'll fix those in the ink layer too. Want him to have his hand draped over the back of a chair. That's his Troll. Alright, let me get the old mansplaining pose back. Without the schnick schnick this time. Maybe what if we made this a mailbox? And it says trolling. Okay. That's what these blue line layers are for, kids. It's just for us to work through the process, see what creative inspiration hits us. But yeah, I think my mailbox doesn't look like that, but he's got poor hygiene, this Trollverine. Oh yeah, they come out of Wolverine comes out of his first knuckles, doesn't he? Not out of his. See, shows you what a Luddite I am. Thanks for the feedback, Mondo. We'll make sure we. Let's see if I make him like a fist here, and then he can have the schnick 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 happening out the top there. I always appreciate feedback, guys. Alright, since Troll only has 3 fingers, we're just gonna do 3 of those. Alright, let's save this. I'm going to, I think I'm going to make Troll saying, we get a lot of fan mail here at the Troll Hole, and we don't. I never get any fan mail. With people asking about, how I became Troll. And I think he'll be holding like a utility bill in his hand. It's, whatever. We're just going to have fun with it today. Alright, so he's going to be talking about The Office. And so this panel is going to have a lot of copy in it, a lot of explanation. So we can't put too much going on, but we're going to have a little desk here. And then business Troll crammed into it. With his little iMac. Once upon a time, I had to work on one of those. The iMacs with a little round base on the bottom and the pedestal. Oops. One of these days I'll remember to fix the touch sensitivity on my pad before I start the stream. I always forget about it, and then it automatically zooms out on me. That's what I look in my sexy side view. If you could see what Winston sees every day, that's what it would be right there. I will say, at least the closet had a window, so I could look out and see people enjoying their life. There was a door right behind me, like literally 1 foot behind my chair. All right, so that's good enough for the blue line layer. We'll probably fix Troll's beard on the ink layer. But yeah, that's not bad. Not a bad start. Not a bad telling of the story. And it shows how small the place was. And then we'll have the doorway here. And then my friend Melanie, who is the creative director, I've never drawn Melanie before, so we'll just blue line her in here for a second. It's a casual environment, so she'll be wearing jeans. And she's got the mansplaining pose there. A cup of coffee. Door will be open. Showing my crack. Come on now. Yeah, Brad. See, Brad worked with me at Ammo at this advertising agency, and he saw firsthand how small that office is. I kind of want to take the back off of this chair just to make it a stool, just for the punchline of my plumber butt. This darn thing just keeps zooming out on its own. Brad, does that look like Melanie? Don't show her. Alright, I want to make that a hang in there poster. On his wall. What did I actually I want to... God dang it. If we put this off to the side, we'll draw the cat in first. I didn't actually have a hang in there, but I am a cat lover, so it's feasible. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's okay. and we can have an actual word balloon coming from Melanie. I mean, it doesn't not look like Melanie, right? It's tall and thin, kind of got a bun. Drinking a coffee. Let's save this. All right, so now that we've got the blue line in, what I like to do every time is jump up to the balloon layer and write in the dialogue. And that way we know what we have room for if we need to move anything around. I want to try to decide if I want to like do Trollverine. Like in my handwriting, not that terrible. And then down here it'll say, I can just type it in, I don't have to tell you what it'll say. Select the type tool, drag out a paragraph box so that we can reshape it as we need. We'll put the tablet off to the side here. Winston's asleep at my side, where he is mostly every day. Alright, so the font we use is Caballard, which is available for free. It's 100% free for any commercial or personal use on defont.com. And it's Caballlar is the name of the font. So I always do that, caps locks, and I try to do 18 point. Right here we might not have room for it. Yeah, see, it's a little bit too big. I want this all on one line. All right, but we can drag this box a little bit bigger. Ugh. There we go. Outside I can hear that the landlord is mowing the lawn. So hopefully hopefully it won't be too much too much. I'm thinking ahead while I'm talking. I apologize, guys. Hopefully there won't be too much noise pollution here if he gets under the window. I'm just thinking ahead to my dialogue, and as you know, if you've watched this before, I can't I can't multitask and write content at the same time. It's a horrible thing, because part of my freelance, part of my bread and butter money is copywriting. I have to have an absolute dead silence. I have a MP3 track of just white noise if I really need to concentrate. So anyway, so that's what I was doing. I was thinking ahead and trying to talk, and yeah, not good. All right, so Troll's saying, we get a lot of fan mail here at the Troll Hole. Some viewers, readers, are you guys readers? Yeah, I guess. You guys are viewers, but the general audience is readers. Some readers want to know how I got the name Troll. Alright, I noticed that this is... Let's see if we can get this to 18 point. Alright, it all started back in Texas. Throw an ellipsis on there. We get a lot of fan mail here at the Troll Hole. Some readers want to know how I got the name Troll. It all started back in Texas. And then I'm going to come back after I've written the rest of the content. This whole strip is going to be pretty text heavy, so we're just going to have to bear with it. My office I worked for a design agency, and my office was in a 5 by 15 walk-in closet. How about how and they put me yeah, and they put my desk. I'm actually going to break this up into 2 paragraphs because I have space at the top and the bottom of the frame. So let's see here. We're going to get rid of that hyphenation. Alright, I worked for a design agency. They put me at my desk in a 5 by 15 walk-in closet. Okay, I think that's fine for the top. And then we'll cut that, Control X. Adding small there. And they pooey my desk. Okay, and then I'm going to draw another paragraph box and Control V, dump it in. It was attached to the lobby and the creative director's office. Okay, so I just want to align those guys to each other. And I want to align these 2 blurbs to the top with each other. Okay, and then you can see, like, I need all this room down at the bottom of this panel. I'm going to save real quick while I'm talking. I need all this room here down at the bottom of the panel, so I'm going to move everything on the blue line when I get to there up a little bit. So you know, the troll's head will come closer to the words walk-in closet. The window and the wall, to the window, to the wall, till the troll runs off your, sweat runs off your troll. That'll all kind of just be in a darker gray because its background is not important, and then it won't compete with the type. I'm going to put the type in a white box anyway, but still. And I think just looking at it, this will probably have to come down a little bit too, this last panel, the 4th panel. At the top, we're just going to have Melanie saying, "Oh look, I have my own closet troll." How about, oh, yeah, oh look is good. And then down at the bottom, just a little narration saying, "Thus a legend was born." And that's it. So let's save that real quick. Take a little drink of water. Yeah, thanks, Mondo. I caught the poi. I appreciate you guys spell checking too. So anything you see that's a little out of whack, I love it. Feel free to pipe in. I've misspelled a couple things that haven't quite made it. Luckily, these don't go to press, so like if I catch a typo later, I can change the file and re-upload it. But I prefer to have it all good when it's ready to go. I misspelled table. I think Brad caught that a couple weeks ago, and I think carousel. I misspelled one time talking at the airport. So okay, we got a Trollverine, a Troll and Friends origin story. We get a lot of fan mail here at the Troll Hole. Some readers want to know how I got the name Troll. It all started back in Texas. I work for a small design agency, and they put my desk in a 5x15 walk-in closet. It was attached to the lobby and the creative director's office. Oh look, I have my own closet troll. Thus the legend was born. Yeah, that's the whole story. Alright, so we've just saved that. We're going to jump over, we're going to lock the balloon layer so I don't accidentally mess it up, move anything around or write on it. And we're going to go to the blue line layer, and I think that the Trollverine here can come down a little bit, so that it gives me more room to get fancy with the Trollverine up on top with the type. I think that Troll's arm can come down a little bit. Let's see, here we go. Hold on 1 second. I'm using the open arrow, just trying to select. Dang it. See, if this was Photoshop, I could just do a... Alright, so we're just gonna track that down a little bit. Alright, and we'll, in the ink layer, we'll fix that arm, make it a little bit better. Alright, so this whole shebanger can come up a little bit. Just give us some breathing room there on the bottom. And that's, you know, that's why we do that in separate layers, so that you know, so that we can pick apart things without having to. Yeah, I selected that whole panel of just the blue and moved it, and it didn't affect the type at all. And yeah, I think that the fourth panel is fine. All right, so let's save that again, and we're going to jump into inking. As soon as this is done, take a little sip. Alright, for the ink, we want our blob brush back. And we're going to change the ink to black there. And let's do it. So now we need to be a little more careful. We can't be as sloppy as we were on the get-go. I'm going to drag my tablet back over here. Alright. And away we go. We're just trying to make this look like the Wolverine pompadour there. I want to put the hat on the back of it, because I always like it on the back of Troll's head. Alright, and then there's a beautiful mutton chops over there. Nice monobrow. What if, instead of having his mouth open, we just had that same shape, but it was clenched teeth, and that stogie in his mouth there. All right. That was kind of sloppy. Those are all kind of sloppy. Let's try this over. It's not too bad. That was a bad line. Let's try it again. The beauty of Control Z. There's several times in life where I'm thinking, Control Z, Control Z. Undo. But it never works like that, folks. Oh yeah, I got need the rolled jeans at the bottom. I forgot that part in the blue line. And his little pig feet boots here. The good news is, in this panel at least, I don't have to draw. Troll's stupid work shirt. Alright, those are some janky knives. Let's redo that last one at least. Hey everybody, Control draw a straight line? Let's find out. Alright, so let's save that. And I think with the little hat, I guess maybe it says troll enough, I don't know. We'll find out. I guess I could make his wife beater the plaid like his shirt, but I don't really want to. I think it's better as a white wife beater. Yeah, alright. Sometimes when I make those big loops like that, they fill up for some reason, some unknown reason. It's well documented like, on the internets. If you, I'm just gonna erase that little bit there. If you search, you know, for the problem, tons of people have it, but Adobe seems to be in denial that it exists. That sometimes when you're drawing a loop like that, see how it filled up at the top? No rhyme or reason to why that happens. Tons of people asking for technical help, like to get rid of it, and then they're saying, no, it doesn't happen. But it does, there's just so many. Alright. Back to his regular troll mouth here. Did a little sloppy job filling that in, so we'll fix that. His nose, not bad on the first try. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do when I finish this stream is adjust the touch sensitivity, or the touch commands of the tablet. His hat is always 4 little hot dog buns there. Now here's the part y'all been waiting for, and that is me drawing this plaid shirt of his. Troll kind of wears mom jeans. Yeah, it's okay. It's the 21st century. He's secure in his manliness. And so am I. Alright. And then we're going to have his thumb coming up here. And we'll push the envelope a little bit back like that. We don't need to see his... Erase this line. Just make that connect a little bit better. And then at the end I'll go in and make it say utilities. Alright, let's see, we got some good loops there without it filling up at the top too. Alright, let's fill in this shirt. I forget every time, and that's just because I really don't want to. I'm gonna fix his, you think, I have the power to put him in a different shirt, but now it's kind of his brand, so we're just gonna go with it. And that's fine, I wear a lot of flannel in the winter. Here in rural Wisconsin. But I'm looking forward to that convention that I'm going to this weekend. Brad, you're thinking about popping up there. That would be fun. Just sneak in. The only game I'm scheduled for is like I was saying yesterday or the other day, Monday I guess, the Middle Earth 5th edition D&D conversion. That'll be all right. Otherwise, I'll be drawing. I'm selling some art there, so I'll be changed to my booth all weekend and drawing some stuff. Let's save that. Have a drink. Okay, so for this, I'm going to start with his nose. I like it that his beard takes up so much of the office, so we're going to keep that. Little boots. Oh goody, we get to do more flannel. Alright, let's see here. So I like that his beard is getting in the way of his work. That's what it feels like sometimes. Okay, and then I'm going to do the rest in gray, like I said. I need to fix that line on his elbow there. Do the lines in his shirt. It's occurring to me to save, even though I'm not done with this shirt. So I always listen to my gut on that one. You never know when the Adobe gods are gonna disfavor you. And then, so going forward in June, like I said, there won't be a stream on Monday just because I don't know how the hotel Wi-Fi is going to be. But I will draw a strip and provide it as a free preview, like I do with this strip after we're done drawing it, as a free preview on the Patreon site. And then it'll be posted as normal on Tuesday on trollandfriends.com and at Webtoons. And then Wednesday should be no problem. And then the following week I'm actually going to be camping, so there'll be no streaming while I'm out camping. I'll be lucky to have enough connection to do my freelance work or anything like that. But I'll draw some strips while I'm gone, and hopefully I'll be able to post them still to the Patreon site on the Monday and Wednesday. I think we'll have bandwidth to do that. I just can't stream them. So you're still going to get your early previews for being my Patreon patrons, which I very much appreciate. But the streaming won't continue until the 25th. So next week we won't stream on Monday. We will stream on Wednesday, and then we won't stream at all until the 25th. But there still will be free preview comics posting 24 hours before the rest of the public gets to see them. Whoa. Let's back that out. Involuntarily zoomed in on my own ass crack. It happens more often than you'd think. That's a terrible line. What was that? I'm tempted to just use a rectangle, cheat and use the rectangle tool. But where's the fun in that? Alright, so I think before I get too invested in this here, I should draw Melanie. Hey, an involuntary zoom in, but it was kind of beneficial, because that's right where I needed to see. Come on now. What is going on? Alright. For some reason it switched my tool and wouldn't let me. Yeah, let's undo that whole thing. Alright. Okay. So for some reason I gave it a crazy big stroke and it shouldn't have any stroke at all. Alright, so her cup, her hand holding the cup. It's a big coffee J. She was always fond of those big belts. So that's what we're going to give her here. So now we can finish this door frame, and that text is going to be boxed off anyway, so it doesn't really matter that we ran over it just then. What does matter is that our doors don't line up, so let's undo those last couple lines. There you go. That'll look better once we have Alright, let's save it. It'll look better once we have that blue line removed from there. It's because I'm an old man, Ram. I'm just just leaning forward trying to take it all in. Good news, everybody, we get to do more plaid. Alright. There's a related story, I guess, to this. Come on. That I'll illustrate some other time. But I was commissioned to do a big painting for a seafood restaurant in town. And whenever the owner would come over for meetings in the office, she always had a whale tail sticking out, you know, like you can see the thong, like her, whenever, anyway, her butt crack. It's called a whale tail. And yeah, her pants were always so low that you could see her whale tail. And so I put a whale in the painting as a secret joke, and it's hanging on the wall of the restaurant to this day. But then a few years later, we had one of their waiters as an intern at the agency, and I think maybe during a drunken happy hour or whatever, I told him that story, and it got back to her. She wasn't too happy. I denied it, of course, but here I am after the fact saying, yeah, it was all true. Did it on purpose. But I went in there once to, my sister came to visit me in Texas from Wisconsin. And shortly thereafter, and I took her to that restaurant, you know, and to see the painting and stuff, and it was a really good Cajun seafood restaurant. And we got to talk to the bartender, and I was like, yeah, you know, I was just showing my sister, she's in visiting, you know, I drew that, or I painted that painting in the dining room there. And he goes, oh, really? I heard a rumor about that painting. And he had heard the whole thing about the whale tail, and of course I denied it then too. I pretended that I'd never heard that before. I went, haha, no, that's hilarious, I wish that was true. And it was totally true. Okay. Okay, and we can adjust the... So let's hide the blue line layer and see how this all meshes out here. I guess the point of that story was I was tempted to give Troll a whale tail just then. But I think Blubberbutt's better. Alright. So we need to do the Trollverine type. Alright. So we're going to obviously go over a little bit over an hour today. I hope that's okay for everybody. I understand if some of you can't stick around, but those of you that can, bear with me. We're going to keep doing this. Alright, so here's my attempt at hand lettering. Man, it's good. This is quality lettering. I should teach a calligraphy class. Come on. Of course I'm being sarcastic. Okay. Just while I've got the black brush going, I just want to clean up a little, do a little housekeeping. Oh yeah, we forgot this part. The plaid. Always with the plaid. So I was excited to see that the new Blade Runner is on HBO. Gonna have to watch that. I hear great things. My buddy Tony, I don't know if you're tuning in right now. Or no, Tony's not a Patreon, so he's not seeing this. He tunes in sometimes to the 1 o'clock. He's a huge fan of it, so looking forward to giving it a try. Let's zoom in, take the brush size down a little bit, and just hand letter that hang in there. But I need to just do that with a 1-point brush. Have any of you guys seen the new Blade Runner? You saw it, Ron? Excellent. Yeah, I was excited. I didn't see an announcement or anything. We were just tuning into Westworld on Sunday. And I saw that in the, in the menu in the HBO Now, and Dunkirk too is in there. So I'm gonna have to watch both of those. Maybe while I do some arts later today, I'll watch them. And then while I got this small brush going, haha, lol. Alright, now I thought I had erased this little line right there, but why is it not going away? What's happening? I bet it exists on a different layer. So we... Ah, dang it. See, kids? We're drawing all this on the balloon layer, which is fine for that troll and utility bill stuff. But the now the plaid for Troll's shirt is on the balloon layer. This is why I always lock. And then unlock layers that I'm not on. So it's not the end of the world. If I want to go in and change something later, it's just going to be kind of a headache for me. But that's my own fault. Alright, so let's save this. And it looks like that the blue text on Trollverine was on a different layer too. Yeah, look, see, I put the blue Trollverine on the balloon layer instead of the blue line layer, and so now it's a problem because it's behind my actual writing. So what I was gonna do is get to the balloon layer, select that guy, and then you can go under Select up at the top of the pull-down menu, same fill color, and it selects everything that's blue on that layer, on all unlocked layers, but this is the only unlocked layer that I have. And just delete, and she is gone, friends, and we'll save it again. Alright. So there we go. I think we're about ready to hop into the shading. So let's lock everything else, hop into the shading layer. We'll take a nice light gray, and away we go. So I think that Trollverine's hair should all be... Ooh, we need to make the brush bigger than 1 point though. So get over to the brush layer, and we're going to make that 7 points with the 7-point variance. Paste on pressure. So I have, you know, like the, oops, colored outside the lines there for a second. I have a 1.5 million stupid stories to tell. We'll never run out of content. So they don't always go for a punchline, but we'll always have a story. Kind of looking forward to maybe picking up some more stories here at the con this weekend. And maybe that's what Mondays will be about. The sights and sounds of a grognard convention. North Texas is geared almost exclusively to fans of the old editions of D&D and all those old games from the 70s and 80s. Although they do have some 5e content, they're really not as liberal as most conventions, which is fine. It's a niche, you know. We'll make his blades gray. There you go. And again, you know, as I since I'm using this Wacom tablet, I can vary the line weight depending on how much pressure I put down on the stylus. His pants will all be filled in. Dang it. Luckily, it's on a layer underneath that ink layer, so we can erase that pretty easily without having to redo the line. My whack-off tablet. That's for all that kitty meow porn. No, it's WACOM, and the American way is Wacom, but the company's Australian, I think, and it's actually Wacom is how it's pronounced. I'm thinking in the past I've made his boots black, so I think I'm gonna do that once we get back to the ink color, if I remember to do it. So we'll save that. And then here we go again. Did I remember under his eyebrow? No. His hat gets filled in. I'm eternally thankful that I didn't try to like make all the checks in this plaid, because that's just unnecessary. See, I'm pushing down nice and hard so I can get that big big old stroke on there. Alright. Get this beard going. I guess if we just kind of get the outline in here, we can just big brush the rest of the beard. Big brush it. Yeah, we'll come back in with the black brush on the ink layer and fix a couple sloppy spots. There's a little bit in his mouth there, and a line doesn't attach there at his wrist. But yeah, not too bad overall. This is a hedge, not to be confused with his girlfriend, who's not appearing in this strip today. Oops. Alright, save that real quick. Have a sip. Alright. More troll goodness. Like I said, we're going to have a box around that copy up at the top, so it is not a problem that this runs over it. Now, it just occurred to me that I need to show the blue line layer again here in a second so that I can put in that window and everything that I had in the background that I said, oh, don't worry about that, I'm just gonna make it gray. So now it's time to do that. A little bit of these shadows in here. Alright, I got a little sloppy here with that line, so I can just erase it. Alright, I think that's okay. Oops, I actually forgot to put his cuffs on the pants in this panel, so we'll have to do that with the black line too. So it's good that we come back, that we're able to come back and just fix these things as we see them. Little butt shading for you. Alright, how about door frame being all filled in? I'm glad that this fourth panel is working out okay. Windows just popped up to tell me that there are no new notifications for me. So thanks, I think. So yeah, today's right, exactly, Brad. This is the everything's okay alarm. It will sound every 6 seconds until something's wrong. Alright, so just color in this door here. I'm kind of regretting coloring it in the last panel, but it's okay. We'll get it done. Just a random... What the deuce? All of a sudden my eraser is painting for whatever reason. Why not? This is to notify you that your eraser will soon start painting. Your paintbrush is your new eraser. It's the new norm. So I was fretting the other day. You know, things keep me up at night when I just have too much to do, basically, too much on my plate. And you know, I'm flying out for this convention, and since I'm running my booth, I usually like to have a couple $100 on me in change. You know, if someone buys something and whatever, and So I'm just had like nightmare scenarios in my mind about getting through TSA with a big wad of small bills. Guess I really don't fit the drug dealer archetype, but except for the beard. But I was trying to best figure out how to handle that, you know, because I'm gonna have too much to just fit in my wallet, but I also don't want just like a loose envelope of money disappearing. What the deuce is going on? I wasn't even touching anything and it was going crazy. I think that's my computer's way of saying, hurry this up! Alright. I'm gonna save because Illustrator's doing weird things right now. Okay. Well, he's actually got dark hair, but this is just easier to do it like that. Like so. Alright, so let's save that again. And then we will, I think that's all for the gray layer. I guess I could do the inside of her cup, huh? Alright, yeah, that's pretty good. So we will hop over to the ink layer, unlock that, take our brush back down to 3 points. We currently have it at 7 for the shading. And then draw in a couple of those lines, like I'd noticed that she doesn't have any eyebrows at all. So we'll give her some eyebrows. Alright. What else? He was missing his cuffs at the bottom. And I think that historically I made his shoes black. His boots. I want to put back pocket there. Fix this mouth. Alright, I think that's looking alright. Oh, his boots in the first panel here. Alright. Okay. So let's look at that blue line layer again. I'm gonna save this real quick. I'm gonna see if that putting that window in is necessary. Yeah, I don't mind it. So I'm going to do it, but I'm gonna do it on the shading layer. So we're going to lock the ink layer, unlock the shading layer, get our brush back to that light gray, and just use that to draw some windows here. Might as well just draw the whole thing in because it's going to be covered up anyway. but I think that it communicates how small the office was. But at least it did have a window. Alright, so we hide the blue line. I want to erase this line. Ooh, because it was too close to the door. Come on now. It zoomed in and I won't zoom out. Really? Alright, let's save this sucker. Alright, now zoom out. What's your deal? It's doing the exact same thing that it was doing before. Alright guys, I'm going to have to... Sorry about this, especially an hour and a half into it, but I'm going to have to close the file and relaunch Illustrator. Come on now. So let's have a drink. I wish it was whiskeys. Alright, so luckily I am very crazy about constantly saving, but you guys see why now. So let's get over to my documents. Why is it? What the deuce? Alright. There. It's not letting me open. Alright, so we got it in documents. Double click on it, and it's just asking for properties. Alright guys, I gotta reboot this machine. So we're gonna call this stream done for today due to technical difficulties, and I will post the final result, I guess, in about a half an hour or so when I'm done with it, and you'll all get to see the big reveal at the Patreon site. So I apologize for the technical difficulties, but you guys are probably used to that by now. So, alright, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, no stream on Monday. Yes, stream next Wednesday at 10 o'clock, but there's going to be comics aplenty, so you'll get the notifications for those. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome Wednesday. Good day to you.